Can we get this? Oh, we are live now. Happy Sabbath, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Let's get our slides up. So, today's program, what we are doing here, once again, we are testing the knowledge and hopefully, while testing the knowledge of our AY members, we are also want to present knowledge to those of us that are watching and joining on with us. We picked out a few amongst us a few influential people, eras, and times and situations that have occurred over the years. Um, so we're just going to test the knowledge of everybody else to see are we all up to date on our knowledge of some influential Black people here celebrating Black History Month, first Sabbath for Black History Month. So let's see here. Let's get our slides up. And here we go. So again, what we wanted to do was take the information that we and situations that we got from them that was given to us, and we are going to present it to you. So here's our program outline for today. With that being said, I am going to get us started. We're gonna have opening prayer done by Jelani.
All right, guys, please bow your head and close your eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for letting us all being able to see the end of another week and another Sabbath day. I pray that as we go into AY, whatever knowledge we learn will be able to benefit not just us, but those listening and watching. Pray that you keep us all safe, and I pray that you bless our conversation, that it will be good. In your name I pray, dear Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so much for that, Jelani. So again, like I've said, we are presenting today, of course, testing the knowledge of our AY team, but we are presenting today people over the times, Black people in particular, over the times that are influential to us, that have some kind of meaning to us particularly, and we will do a Kahoot, testing our knowledge on what we know and what we don't know, and we'll just open it up discussion about the different people that we've have talked about inside our Kahoot. So with that being said, we'll have at this time I'll do our AIM motto pledge and song. The AY AIM, the event message to all the world in my generation. The motto, the love of Christ compels me. AY pledge, loving the Lord Jesus, I promise to take an active part in the youth ministry of the church, doing what I can to help others and to finish the work of the gospel in all the world. Oh, and our AY song. Adventist youth are we from every land and sea. Together we play and work and pray in happy harmony. We have a faith to share with others everywhere. A message of love from God above to show the world we care. Adventist youth, Adventist youth, Adventist youth are we from every land and sea. Together we play and work and pray in happy harmony. We have a faith to share with others everywhere. A message of love from God above to show the world we care. Adventist youth, Adventist youth, Adventist youth. All right, all right. So next up, we have our announcements. Just want to remind our viewers that we are here for AY every first and third Sabbath of the month. You can find us at hopesdatv.org, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Hope SDA TV. Again, we are here every first and third Sabbath of every month, 4 p.m. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Hope SDA TV. Next up, we're going to have our scripture reading done by Chloe.
Happy Sabbath, everyone. Our scripture reading is taken from 1 Timothy 4, verse 13 and 14, and it says, "Until I get there, focus on reading the scriptures to the church, encouraging the believers, and teaching them. Do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through prophecy spoken over you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you."
Thank you so much, Chloe. Yes, please, please, please. So, our next portion we have is our offering. So, let me just make sure. There we go. And let's see something. So sorry.
All right, well, I'm here. So happy Sabbath, everyone. It's our favorite part of the program. It's time for offering. And although we aren't in the church and we're not able to pay our tithes the way we would normally, you have the option to pay online. If you go to the hopesdatv.org website and click on Give Online, the tithe envelope should pop up and you can put the amount that you would like to give. And we've also stepped it up a few notches. We have Cash App. I don't remember the code. It's usually on the slideshow. So as soon as Brittany brings back up the page, you'll see the Cash App link. There it is right there, Hope SDA. So again, don't forget to pay your tithes and offerings. Hello, hello.
Okay, so with that being said, we are going to test the knowledge of our AY team, and we're just going to talk about a little bit of the people that we picked for our Kahoot questionnaire here. So with that being said, for those of at home who want to participate, the Kahoot pin is up on your screen. You want to log into KAHOOT.it. Don't do Kahoot.com. It's Kahoot.it. It will ask you for your game pin, and the game pin is at the bottom of the screen, 499-1573. Again, that game pin is 499-1573. I'm just going to give about 2 minutes for everybody to get logged into that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so I can see our Kahoot. And let's see how many. Oh, hello. And let's see how many people we have logged in here on our Kahoot. All right, we got Black Beauty. Love it. Princess, Big Bree, Chloe. All righty. And let's see. Can I? All righty. All right. All righty, let's see. Black, oh, we lost somebody. Who did we lose? We lose somebody on the Kahoot? All right, let's make this interesting. Person with the most points will get a gift card from me personally. Let's see if we'll get more people on now. It's always the incentives that drive us, right? Let Jesus be the incentive. Let's see. All right, so we'll wait one more minute for anybody else who wants to join us. Again, that Kahoot game pin is 4991573. As you can see at the top of the screen, we have about 20 to 21, I believe it's 21 questions. And again, it's just testing the knowledge and also just giving knowledge about the different people that we felt have been influential and have helped to progress Black people in general over the years. All righty, so we got another one. All right, okay. All right, we have Lonnie. Okay. All righty, so I am going to get started. Up. We got D on here. All right. Should I wait another minute? We get a couple of more people. Somebody trying to get a gift card today, huh? All right. Well, I'll work with you. I will work with you. All righty. So we are going to, let me turn back our Kahoot music up. We turn up our little Kahoot music. All righty. Here we go. So we are going to get started. And please, and our viewers that are watching online, YouTube or on Facebook, don't hesitate to leave your comments, any questions, any add-ins that you have to any of the people that we present. Don't forget to leave those inside the comment section so that we can include you into the program as well. All right. Time to get started. Question number 1. Which statement is true about the late Chadwick Boseman? Red, born and raised in South Carolina, but has ancestors from Nigeria. Blue, he wrote his first play in junior high school. Yellow, he was fired from the soap opera All My Children. Or green, all the above. I don't know, the Kahoot music sounded like it was trying to go over me. I had to turn that down. All right. So y'all know y'all Chadwick. I see everybody know they Chadwick. It is all the above.
R.I.P.
Yes, rest in peace. The late Chadwick Boseman was born and raised in South Carolina, but has ancestry from Nigeria. He was fired from the soap opera All My Children, and he did write his first play in junior high school. Kind of very accomplished young guy. Mm-hmm. Junior high.
Definitely. I just want to add, like, one thing that stands out for him, among other things, is he got fired from the soap opera because he was tired of the negative portray of African Americans in TV shows. And so that particular role that he was playing was of a violent, like, thug. And so he protested against it. And because of that, he lost that position. But then after that, that's when he started taking on more prominent roles that was about, historical figures. And so that's kind of what changed the path of his work. So just wanting to put that out there. Mm-hmm. He stood for something.
Thank you. And that's very interesting. So, mm-hmm. I know we only on question 1. Y'all probably like, come on, she about to talk already. Yes, it's just interesting. And I think that, a lot of us could take a page out of his book to definitely use that, because a lot of times we see actors, musicians, and we see them doing some things way out the ordinary. We see them at the beginning of their careers, and that's that person that you followed and like, I know they're going to blow up to be something big. And then you see them in this movie and like, dang, I remember you a couple of years ago, you was out here on the front lines with us at the at a movement or at a march, and it's like now you on here and it's like you everybody's person, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not easy, and I know that as Christians it's definitely not easy, but and at times it can be uncomfortable when placed in certain situations and atmosphere. But like Chadwick, he stayed true to what he believed was the right thing to do, and he definitely made some great works out of it. I know everybody knows it from Black Panther, but he does have other films and movies that are very exceptional where he played some very exceptional roles. So guys, take that look out. And again, rest in peace to the late Chadwick Boseman. So let's see what our boards is looking like. Who answered this question first? Everybody answered it and got it right. Black Beauty is on a roll.
Is that
All
Renisha?
right.
Is that you, Renisha?
Probably is. Next question, true or false? It is for double points. Dr. Irina is the first African-American woman to become a neurosurgeon in the United States. Blue, true, red, false. The picture of the woman you guys are looking at is the first African-American woman to become a neurosurgeon in the United States. Is this true or is this false?
You look so nice.
So the picture must have gave it away, right? Correct answer is true. She is the first African-American woman to become a neurosurgeon in the United States.
That was another one that can I just add that, you know, with all I know there's a lot of distrust, I would say, especially from among African Americans in the health field. But it is good to see. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I am so sorry.
I was like, Renisha, really?
It's okay. Go ahead. Let's talk about Dr. Irina first.
No, I don't need
the Kahoot was going. It's okay. The Kahoot was running.
You messed up my winning streak. I'm done.
It's okay, Brittany. I see you trying to stop the time. It's okay.
I did. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to stop it. It was no pause button, nothing. It just was going. But tell us about Dr. Irina, Renisha. Let's talk about Dr. Irina before we talk about this one that only 3 of y'all got the answer.
Yeah, I was sorry. I done messed up my winning streak, so I'm a little bit discombobulated. But no, I was just saying there is a lot of distrust in the medical field when it comes to African Americans in particular, for rightful reasons. Historically, there's been a lot of unethical things done in the medical system. So it is refreshing to see prominent African American figures in the medical field, such as Dr. Irina, and she's actually still alive. I believe she's like in her 70s. And even after retiring, her and her husband moved to Florida, and she realized that there was disparities in the medical field again, where a lot of African Americans, specifically in the pediatric field, there was a lot of children who did not have neurosurgeons. So she actually created another platform in Florida to encourage African American students to pursue medical field, just to kind of support the longevity of it. So it just kind of speaks to the need. And I think when it comes to us as African Americans, understanding that if we're going to help our race, we have to definitely be amongst leaders, so that way our race feels comfortable and feel like they're represented. So she really pushed for that. And there's several other people who have done the same thing. I believe Patricia Bath is she did laser cataract surgery, so she was the inventor for that. We don't get enough credit, but these are prominent African Americans who have been huge, influential people in the medical field. So just wanted to kind of put that out there.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So I do apologize, Renisha, and to the other 2 or 3 people who did not have a chance to answer this question.
Yeah, that was me. So
I apologize, but we have about I think 17 to 18 more where you can definitely reclaim the loss to this question. So the question was, Cicely Tyson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama. It was a true or false? And I'm here looking at Allison and how she's looking at me. And the answer is true. So yes, Cicely Tyson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama. I believe that was back in 2016. Another influential, not only is she African American, but another influential woman within the US that has definitely paved the way for a lot of actresses. She's definitely paved the way for just being a Black woman and in a lot of the roles that she's played. I don't think I've ever seen Cicely Tyson in a negative role. I don't know. I know her work goes back to before I was born, but I don't think I've ever seen her play in a negative role. She's always been an influential person on the screen, and it appears that her life and her works have reflected the same as well. So with that being said, we do have Big Bree in the lead. Chloe is on fire, and we have Black Beauty in third. I apologize to D and Princess. Princess, we'll like I said, we have a couple of more questions to help you guys reclaim your spots back there on the roster. So with that being said, next one is a double points. Look at that. Which of the following statements are true about Cicely Tyson? Red, first African American woman to receive an honorary Oscar. Blue, first African American to have an ongoing role in a television drama. And yellow, honored by the NAACP with the 95th Spingarn Medal. Or green, all the above. All right, all the above. This is true. She is the first African American woman to receive an honorary Oscar. She's the first African American to have a role in to have an ongoing role in a television drama. Back in, and I believe that occurred, I want to say 1960. She was on, what's the name of the show? I'm not 100% familiar with the name of the show. I can't remember it right now. It will come back to me. But she had an ongoing role. Back in that time, there were Black actors or actresses, but they were like kind of featured. Here for this episode, just a special presentation on this one. She had an ongoing role. And I believe the show that she was on ran for a couple of seasons with her in that ongoing role. And yes, she was honored by the NAACP with the 95th Spingarn Medal. So let's see what our points, so let's see what our AY is looking like. All right, Ali coming up. Ali coming up. We got a big arrow there. She coming up. I'm sorry, Princess is coming up. She coming up. Up the roster. Princess is rolling up there. All righty, let's see what the next question. Number 5. Cicely was married to red, Ray Charles, blue, David Newman, or yellow, Miles Davis. Who was Cicely married to? The hint is in the picture.
I don't know who that is.
The hint is in the picture on who she was married to.
Look at his style.
All right. Yes, the correct answer is Miles Davis. She was married to Miles Davis for some period of time at the beginning part of her career. And I believe their marriage might have, we're not going to talk about the negative. It doesn't matter. She was married to Miles Davis. We won't talk about the negative. May they both rest in peace. We won't talk about the negative. I just thought that was an interesting fact because I did not know that. So let's see what our roster is looking like. All right. Who was that? Princess? Princess ringing up there to the top. Look at that. We got Big Bree in the lead on fire and Princess right behind her. Trailing behind her is Chloe, Black Beauty, and D. Yeah, Bree got 4 correct answers in a row. Let's get it.
Let's get it, Betty. Okay.
All right. Next question. Number 6. Who were the leaders of the Black Panther Party? The hint is in the pictures. Red, Huey Newton and Bobby Seale. Blue, Malcolm X and James Baldwin. Or yellow, James Baldwin. All right. So y'all didn't even want to give it. All righty. There we go. Well, that happened pretty quickly. So our AY team knows exactly who were the leaders of the Black Panther movement. Huey and Bobby. Huey. All right. Princess is coming. I see you, Princess. You on fire, sweetie. Whew.
Should I give like a little on the leaders?
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So like back in the 1960s, Huey and Bobby, they formed the Black Panther Party because, you know, police brutality didn't start in 2020. It was way back then.
Okay.
Tell us something.
They're like, okay, y'all want to shoot us? We're going to get some guns too because it's our right. So they basically started patrolling police officers to try to protect Black people who they would harass and brutalize, etc. But they also did a lot of other good things, like have breakfast programs to feed kids because, you know, the government wasn't really paying attention to these poor kids or the Black kids. And they set up sickle cell clinics because that's something that disproportionately affects Black people. And again, the government wasn't putting any money into that. And they had a whole 10-point program with demands, and then they became a threat to national security by the FBI. No surprise there.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chloe. Yeah, that's, a lot of times I think when we think about the Black Panthers, the movement in their group, a lot of times it's a lot of negativity tagged onto that. But people tend to forget, one, why the Black Panthers were created, two, what they really stood for, and three, the contributions that they made to the communities that they were within. They definitely have some great contributions that they made to the community, especially the ones with giving out the foods for the kids. They used to do the holiday drives during Thanksgiving times, and similar to some of the things that we have now. But this is where it started.
Yeah.
This is where it started. So I'm not going to say it 100% started here, but I would imagine that the base of soup kitchens and food pantries started from an idea like what the Black Panthers had to ensure that the people within their communities continue to thrive.
Exactly like what Renisha said, like you have to look out for your own race because obviously nobody else is doing it.
Right.
So thank you very much for that, Chloe. All right, let's see. Next question. And it's double points. Who said you can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution? Red, Malcolm X. Blue, Muhammad Ali. Or yellow, Fred Hampton. And again, the hint, all righty, there we go. Who said Muhammad Ali? Because was I knew that I wasn't the only person that looked at this picture and said that this kind of looks like a young Muhammad Ali. Whoever answered that, did they have the same idea? Did you think that it almost kind of looked like Muhammad Ali? Okay, it's okay. Y'all can put it in the chat if you agreed with me. It's all right. You don't have to say it out loud on the Zoom.
I feel like it sounds like something he would say too.
It does. Remember when we were it does.
Remember when we were what?
When we were putting everything together and I'm just like, is this him? And I was like, this kind of looks like Muhammad Ali. And you was like, no.
No, but the person you were showing. All right, we're not gonna get into that.
All right, we'll move on. Wow. Princess that found her way to the top with 4 correct answers in a row on fire. Somebody blow her off. Throw some water her way.
The baby helping her. So the baby over there helping her. That's it.
Oh, the baby helping her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be glad Faith not on, because it'd be a wrap for real. Nobody would be winning. We got Chloe in second and Black Beauty in third. All righty. Next question. Which female activist did Nixon and the FBI try to imprison? Red. All righty. Wow. Angela Davis it is. This is correct. Angela Davis. The FBI and Nixon, they tried to get her.
Yeah, she was just like, she was also part of the Black Panther Party for a while. Again, they don't like them, but she was charged with conspiracy theory, like Kermit, like some stuff with weapons and stuff. And Nixon, who was the president at the time, congratulated the FBI at capturing a terrorist. And I think Reagan was the governor of California. He also was congratulating them. Not like they're the KKK to deal with, or are they real terrorists? Sorry. Let's go after this Black woman instead.
Thank you very much, Chloe, for that insight. All righty. Princess is still in the lead with Chloe in second and Black Beauty in third. Our next question. Who launched the Let's Move campaign in 2010? Red, Cicely Tyson. Blue, Michelle Obama. Or yellow, Oprah Winfrey. Who launched the Let's Move campaign? That is correct. It was Michelle Obama. That was one of the things that she did. Who had Michelle? That was one of the things that Michelle Obama did. I know when Barack became president, She was concerned about the health and nutrition of the children, well, of children overall, and making sure that we had the right fitness and the health and nutrition of the children. But along with her Let's Move campaign, it wasn't just about exercising and working out. She also ensured that there were more healthier options to choose from for public school lunches as well. So I don't know, did anybody else want to elaborate on Michelle's Let's Move campaign? I think it was an awesome campaign. I know I know I was able to see the reflections of it within my kids' school lunches, and slowly but surely certain things that were complaints turned to, that's okay, I'll eat lunch at school today. No need to pack my bag today, mommy. I'll eat lunch at school today. And even when there were things that my children didn't eat, the alternatives were generally much more healthier than what the alternatives were for me going to public school system.
Michelle's just bomb, period. Like, she's just bomb.
She was good, yes, very, very much involved with the community, with the children, and just making sure people stay healthy. If we're not healthy, there's nobody to vote for you. If there's no healthy people out here, it's unhealthy people eventually die off. There's no voters for you. So Michelle was trying to keep the voters in, and that she did. But in the same time, also definitely an asset to the community, and keeping our children sick and making sure that we have alternatives, and also encouraging fruits and veggies, encouraging exercise as well, along with the nutrition. So next question, number 10, we have here double points. Signature slogan. This person's signature slogan is unbought and unbossed, and was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress. The picture is the hint. Red, Charlotta Bass. I said it the same way again. Blue, Shirley Chisholm. Green, Barbara Jordan. Or yellow, Kamala Harris. Her signature slogan is unbought and unbossed, and she was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress. Yes, 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 my good people. It is Shirley Chisholm. That was a picture of Miss Shirley Chisholm. Yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry, you guys, my stuff here is going in and out. But I just wanted to talk about Miss Shirley. So Miss Chisholm, from Brooklyn, New York. Her parents were from Guyana and Barbados. Of course, she went to school in New York. Um, and she was very much invested in childhood education. I believe she has a master's degree in early childhood education. Um, Very early on after her schooling, she became a member of the NAACP and a league, and became a member for the League of Women Voters. Um, using her knowledge to campaign against racial and gender discrimination. 1964, she became the second African American to be elected to the New York State Legislature, and then 4 years later, after that, she was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress. She's known for her powerful speeches and quick-witted debates when she comebacks in debates, and of course for her slogan "Unbought and Unbossed," and I just love that. She is also the founding member of the National Women's Political Caucus, um, alongside, of course, with Betty Friedan and Gloria Steinem. But I think at some point she did have her sights set on running for president. She said, you know, she is definitely more though a candidate for um, women's rights, and I think she has definitely excelled in trying to portray that women have more rights, and just her move up the ladder through everything from New York legislative to being in the White House, on the presidential side of it. I definitely admire her, and like I said, I love that slogan, unbought and unbossed, which I believe is the title of one of her books. She also too was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama as well. So rest in peace to Shirley Chisholm. You got it. First African American woman on the Congress.
Renisha, I love your shirt. I just want to say that.
Alrighty, so back to our Kahoot. Sorry. I was getting into that with Shirley. Y'all know how I do. Was getting into it with Shirley. So at the top of our ranks, we have Princess leading, Big Bree in second, Chloe in third, and trailed behind Black Beauty D. Did we lose? We lost somebody. We lost somebody on the Kahoot here. Who did we lose? Oh, we lost Nani.
Yeah.
All right, next question is a true or false. Ian, it's a double points. Patricia Harris is the first Black woman to serve in the presidential cabinet. True or false? Blue is for true, red is for false. Patricia Harris is the first Black woman to serve in the presidential cabinet. And I know some of our viewers are like, "Dag, it's a lot of stuff on here about politics and women in politics."
Yes.
But we know our history for the most part. This is true. Patricia Harris was the first Black woman to serve in the presidential cabinet. And I know it's a couple of people like, who is Patricia Harris? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you. Do not worry. Patricia Harris. So Patricia Harris, and I won't lie to you guys, when I first read up about her, I was like, are we sure she's African American? She's African American. She is. Don't let the picture fool you. She is definitely African American. She was a part of the presidential cabinet for during the presidency of Jimmy Carter in 1977. She was named co-chair of the National Women's Committee for Civil Rights by John F. Kennedy in 1963, and was made an American envoy by President Johnson in 1995. Born in Illinois, she too became served on the chair in the NAACP student chapter at Howard University. And then after, she has a law degree. She worked for attorneys for the U.S. Department of Justice. And when she came in as a member of Carter's presidential cabinet, she was the first Black woman to serve as a cabinet secretary. And she was secretary of the Housing and Urban Development. So she also, when asked, one of the I think touching things for me is when she was asked, why or whether or not she possessed the skills to defend the interest of poor members of the public. Her response was, "I am one of them. You do not seem to understand who I am. I am a Black woman, daughter of a dining car worker. I'm a Black woman who could not buy a house 8 years ago in parts of the District of Columbia. I didn't start out as a member of a prestigious law firm, but as a woman who needed a scholarship to go to school. If you think that I have forgotten that, you are wrong." So I think for a lot of us too, when we can show where we've come from, it makes it easier for us to relate and do the jobs to help others that are in the same position of where we came from. And I thought that was very interesting to her because, of course, she was questioned like, what qualifies you to be in charge of this? And she said, who better than me? I'm just like them. Who better to know what their needs are? If not me, if not me, who else can relate to their needs? Who else knows their needs for sure? Not just coming down on a campaign and riding my bus through town. I have lived this, so I know exactly what they need. And who better to be in this position other than Ms. Harris? So just to give you guys a little insight, to who Patricia Harris was. I'm sorry, I'll go back and I'll share again. So let's see. Testing our knowledge of our AY ministry here. We still got Allie in the front row. We have Big Bree in second, Chloe following by third, and Black Beauty and D.
Princess.
I'm sorry. Princess in first place. Bree and Chloe in second and third, and Black Beauty and D trailing behind. Princess trying to get a gift card. Either that or she really knows her facts. Knows her history. All right, next question. Born in Chicago, former First Lady of Color and created the Let Girls Learn campaign. Red, Hillary. Blue, Michelle. Or yellow, Kimberly Elise. All right. Michelle Obama, that is correct. Michelle was born in Chicago. We know she's the former First Lady of Color, and she did create the Let Girls Learn campaign. Does anybody want to elaborate on the Let Girls Learn campaign for me? No? Okay. Let me see.
I have it here. I have it pulled up because I didn't, Michelle. Let me see if I can. Okay, so it says in 2015, this person, which was Michelle Obama, also launched Let Girls Learn. This was to take the initiative to help girls around the world to go to school and stay in school. She shared her story and struggles of these young women in her hometown to commit to their education.
So sorry, I don't even know what happened to me, dear. Yes, what Brianna said. Yes. So her idea was just to have an equal playing ground. You know, a lot of times, and not just within the US, but overall within a country, within the world rather, you know, it just seems like us females kind of we always come in second. So I think Michelle's idea was to make sure that everyone, whether female or not, but especially in particular to the girls, that we all have the same chances and the same, you know, opportunities are being offered to the young ladies like they are to our male counterparts. So as we can see, Princess is still leading with Bree and Chloe in second. Our roster has not changed. We will move on to our next question. Next question. Who launched the Universal Negro Improvement Association? The picture is the hint. All righty. Everybody know Marcus Garvey. Yes, Marcus Garvey is the person who launched the Universal Negro Improvement Association. I should have came up with a different picture. All right. Roster hasn't changed. Ali on fire with 10 correct answers in a row. I don't think, is anybody getting wrong answers? There's not too many people getting wrong answers. That's okay. They need, maybe I need to get the triple points. All right, next question. True or false? Marcus Garvey published the Negro World newspaper. True or false? Blue is true. Red is false. Did Marcus Garvey publish the Negro World newspaper? True. Correct answer is true. Marcus Garvey did publish the Negro World newspaper. Did anybody want to elaborate on that? On what the Negro World newspaper was?
I didn't have Marcus Garvey, but I'll just add in regards to the importance of, again, having representation, even in the platform of media. We see now, right? I think people complain about how the media is skewed and sometimes misrepresent African Americans or minorities in particular. So in Marcus Garvey's pursuit of making sure that there was a way to get relevant information to African Americans, as well as be able to have representation.
Thank you very much, Renisha. I agree. I was just going to say his idea was just to, you know, get the word out there. It's kind of like when Facebook first came out. You know, a lot of things, even like right now with the pandemic, a lot of things we wouldn't know what's going on if we didn't read the papers, if we didn't see a video clip on the news. A lot of these things that technology has brought us, we wouldn't know what would things that are going on the other side of the world if it weren't for these things. And I think that his idea was to do just that, to portray what's going on and to, you know, distribute that out to as many people possible all over the world. And it did travel internationally. You know, unfortunately, in those times, his paper had been smuggled into other countries. Of course, you know, distribution was held up and stopped in other places and things of that nature. And there were definitely hardships faced where that was concerned. But the idea was just to educate and spread the word about, hey, this is what's going on here. And, you know, maybe it might be going on there too. You know, kind of like.
So I had Marcus Garvey, but I think with him, he wanted to spread justice and equality kind of worldwide, like bringing it together from just about everywhere, not just one specific location. And I think he even at one point questioned how the United States could kind of call itself a democracy when across the country, people of color were still kind of being oppressed. He even traveled abroad and kind of did different speeches. And I think there was something that said he even kind of sided with the Ku Klux Klan, I think, something along those lines. He kind of did. And people kind of looked at him a little sideways in terms of what he was trying to say. But I think the point he was trying to make was a little valid. But because of like the history with the Ku Klux Klan, a lot of people were kind of against it.
I can imagine. So we're gonna move on to our next question. I might have been one of those people. Next question is true or false, and it is double points. So Marcus Garvey went on a 38 city speaking tour after speaking at Hope SDA. True or false? He went on a 38 speak. I had to throw something. Need to throw y'all off a little bit.
Seriously?
Oh, SDA.
I had to get something to throw in there and throw y'all off a little bit. So that is false.
Wait, can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
So, like, is Black History Month mainly something that's targeted for America, or is that something that includes other Black nations per se? Like, what do you guys think as African Americans?
That's a good question, Chloe. I would imagine that it shouldn't be only one location, but I think the U.S. may have been the prominent country to make it a calendar event per se. But should it be recognized across the board? Absolutely. But I want to say America is probably the main place that makes it it maybe started at the calendar recognition.
As far as the date recognition, I won't lie though. When you know, and even too, if you look at everything else, it's like really we get the shortest month out the year. But at the end of the day, you know, we can have Black History Month is just, you know, like Renisha said, just something that America put together and officially put on the calendar and say this is Black History Month. And I don't know too many calendars that say it's Black History Month on it either. But because there ain't no calendar that says that, to be honest. I just think that it's interesting that one is the shortest month of the year, but also I don't want any of our viewers or any of us online on the Zoom with us right now to feel that we are limited to, you know, discuss, present, congratulate our influential progressive people that have helped us move through society in the times just because we want to box it into February Black History Month. What I will say is since we have Black History Month and we are here in America, let's live it up for the whole month all the way. Now, I'm not telling everybody to raise up and let's be our next Bobby and Huey out here and telling people to grab arms and stuff. But what I will say, this is definitely a time, especially with the limited resources and educational resources to Black history, that this is definitely a time to have access to those resources. And they are available out there more. I do feel that during this time of the year, in America in particular, a lot of those resources are made available more than anything. And it's just an awesome way just to take up on your history, especially the history that we're not being taught. You know, while doing this program, there were a lot of questions and people on here that I was like, really? That's who that is? Like, I had no clue that that's who that was. Oh, that's what they did, you know? So I'd encourage you, don't limit yourself to just February for Black History Month. Trust me, we got history for years, decades, and on, and it does go beyond, you know, the Harriet Tubmans and the Malcolm X's of our times as well. All right. So the actual church that he that Marcus Garvey started at was St. Mark's Church. It was not Hope SDA. Thank you for those who answered yes. I see a couple of people telling me all right, move on to the next one because I got it wrong. But we will move on to the next question. So let's see. That is false. He did not start that tour after speaking at Hope. All right, Princess still in the lead, but Sam just hit a 3-answer streak. So Sam is on fire. Oh, Sam, I gotta scroll down. Sam is on fire. She coming up. She coming up there. Princess, Bree, and Chloe still in the lead from second, first to third. But some people coming up on y'all. I don't know. Like I said, the person with the most points will get a gift card. All right, next question here. Up, and it's double points. Let's get it. Why was Garvey sentenced to 5 years in prison and deported? Red, for public speaking. Blue, stock options through mail fraud. Yellow, tax fraud. Or green, being African American. And I'll throw y'all a hint. He wasn't African American, so it's green. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, the correct answer is mail fraud. Can somebody elaborate on this for me? Because I'll be honest, growing up, I'm American, and I didn't hear about Marcus Garvey and learn about who Marcus Garvey was and his contributions to society till I literally was an adult. So can somebody please elaborate on why he was sentenced for 5 years in prison and deported for mail fraud?
So I think it had to do with the sale of like stocks in one of his programs, the Black Star Line. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think in terms of like his newspaper and stuff like that, they might have been doing things through the mailing system, which might have been deemed as like fraud. Because I think whoever the judge was, I don't think they really, I don't know. I think he was kind of arguing with the judge for sentencing him for whatever the issue was, but I don't even think he served the full 5 years. I think he was released maybe after serving 2 years. I believe it might have been. And like, I think the first set of like FBI, he was like the first person to be investigated, I think by FBI's or something like that I was reading.
I feel like Garveyism was something that was like around maybe like Malcolm X's parents' days.
And you know, I really want us to focus on the more positive aspects of the people that we're, you know, talking about here. But unfortunately, there are some negative hindsights behind this, and I just feel like, you know, they was just trying to find something on this man to say, we got you, you did something wrong, and now we got you. So, but nonetheless, we want to, you know, commemorate and memorize, and I'm sorry, and remember the important and more positive aspects. I don't want to dwell on the negative aspects of or situations that occurred with any of these people. I just want to delve on the progression and how they've helped to move Black society forward and the doors that they've opened. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next question, which is a true or false question. And it says, did she steal the look for inauguration 2021? True or false? I had to throw something in there to throw y'all up a little bit. Did she or did she not get this look for inauguration 2021? Blue is true. Red is false. Oh, everybody said true. Oh, Renisha looking like, who was that? Did you catch who that was, Ren?
No, it's true. It's the way you, like you said, you tried to trick us. So I'm trying to.
She definitely did. She definitely did.
Now the hope thing was messed up because I couldn't see the question, so she read it, and it was like the last part of it was wrong.
Alrighty, let's see. Yes, she did. And I don't know if y'all saw it after inauguration. I even saw, I should have posted that picture, but there was this little cute picture where they had actually imitated her with a child and in her outfit. And it was beautiful. And I was like, wow, we out here doing this outside. I guess that was one of the most positive means that I got from the inauguration. That was the more positive ones that I got from it. Because the one with Bernie, gosh, y'all just, whoo, man, AJ Bernie, grimy, jeez.
Like this.
Bernie was everywhere. That picture was everywhere on every top of everybody building, everything. Boy, y'all had Bernie everywhere in that picture.
I love that my king is getting the attention he deserves.
So still in the lead, we got Princess. Big Bree and Chloe are still in the lead. Princess on a 14 streak. Yo, we on a 14 correct answer streak. That's what's up. And we are dwindling down. Ren, you talking to us? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, next question. My bad. Next question. She founded the National Council for Negro Women and is known by the Black press as the female Booker T. Washington. Red, Shirley Chisholm. Blue, Dorothy Vaughan. Yellow, Mary McLeod Bethune. Or green, Harriet Tubman. All right. She's known as the woman, Booker T. Washington.
I messed that one up.
Who is Dorothy Vaughan?
I was about to say Samantha.
I'll let the world know that's not Dorothy because our Dorothy Vaughan, my Dorothy Vaughan, rest in peace, but our Dorothy Vaughan name is not spelled like that. So as much as I'd like to take the credit to think that is our grandmother, that is not the Dorothy Vaughan that we have in reference on here. So I will let the person who helped us present Miss Mary McLeod Bethune tell us who Dorothy Vaughan is.
I don't think she can right now. I don't think so.
Internet connection not good.
I don't think so, Brittany.
No, she have to try again next year.
It's okay. It's okay, Sam.
Oh, Sam, we're so sorry. It's
You text in the chat. Text in the
Put
chat.
it in the group chat.
yeah, put it in the chat. We'll read it with the comments with everybody.
Dorothy Vaughan is
Wow, we're trying to work with you, sweetie. It's not really happening for us. So the correct answer is Mary McLeod Bethune. But Dorothy Vaughan was she actually worked for NASA.
The last internet. Can you hear me?
No, don't throw shade now that your internet not working. Don't do that.
She said she was a hidden figure. Dorothy Vaughan.
Oh, sorry. We weren't able to hear you, sweetie. Your internet was not good. Anyhow, Dorothy Vaughan worked for NASA. She was a mathematician, and according to what I've read about her, they said she was like a human computer. Okay. She also was an influential Black person, but this particular, she was not known as Washington, and she did not find the National Council for Negro Women. But Dorothy Vaughan is also a contribution to the progression of Black people in our times as well. Because I would imagine she was, I want to say, one of the first Black women to work for NASA, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So yes, Samantha wants us to let our viewers know she was a hidden figure that worked for NASA. Because I see a lot of our AY people are like, who was Dorothy Vaughan? Many of your viewers who know us, our last name is Vaughan, but it's not our grandmother. And our grandmother's name was Dorothy, but it's not her. We're not talking about her. So we got a famous name back there. different spelling too. So let's Tim, we're gonna have to ask you to give it up, sweetie. It's just sounding like SpongeBob trying to come through from under the sea. We going go on right over to our leaderboard here. Princess is still in the lead. We got Big Bree and Chloe. Roster has not changed. We only got a few more questions left. Next question is true or false? Bethune was a national advisor for President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Blue is true, red is false. Was Mary McLeod Bethune a national advisor for President Franklin D. Roosevelt? Blue, true, red, false.
It's something, whose background is that?
Oh, it's
Damn, her thing is muted, but we might have to have her log out and back in.
Oh, I'm muted. I said she's muted, but I think she's lagging. That's why. Then we might have to ask.
Tell her to log out and log back in.
Yeah, you might have to leave. Yeah, it's delayed. Oh man. Oh, so sorry. I hate to kick people out. Oh, moving on.
You don't sound too sad.
Black Beauty is going up the charts. Can I have somebody? Can somebody read for me comments on Facebook? I only got a couple of comments on Facebook, or is that YouTube? No.
Someone just told me that they are on a Facebook, but I'm not sure what Facebook it is.
Yes, we are, my good people who are viewing. We are back on Facebook. We'll have that information for you coming back up because we have been on YouTube for a while. So we are back on Facebook. So to our viewers that's on Facebook, we apologize right now. We are not able to see your comments at this time, but we definitely appreciate and thank you for joining us this Sabbath afternoon. All right, we have a few more questions.
Wait, hold on. What happened to my stuff? I can't log back in. I lost connection. Jeez.
Same thing happened to me.
Like, what is going on?
What, for the Kahoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
See him logged you out.
It's too, Chloe? I don't know if I can see it.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. They don't want us to be great.
I don't know. I just want to let y'all know we only got about 2 or 3 more questions left, and right now the winner is Princess.
Come on, no. Come on.
We can. Oh, y'all gonna try to get back into the Kahoot game?
I've been trying. It's not working.
Oh, I am so sorry, you guys. Is anybody else having issues with Kahoot besides Chloe and Big Bree? Is everybody else still in or no?
I think Diane, are you having trouble too?
Yeah, I'm having trouble. Like,
oh my goodness! Everybody is saying the same thing. No, y'all know we might have to just go with it. Princess won. Princess won. That's it. Princess won. Oh, so everybody is having this issue. Ren,
mine is working. My work.
So me and you can keep playing.
Okay, right.
Well, it's only a few more questions. So we'll present. At this point right now, though, it is looking like Princess won, but we won't confirm that. I do apologize for those who are having difficulties. Maybe it sounds like it's a Kahoot thing. So maybe when I hit next, it won't go through. Let's see. Up, and it's going through, and it's a true or false double point. In 1940, Bethune was vice president of NAACP and remained in this position for the rest of her life. Blue, true. Red, false.
True.
The only two
Yep.
people playing.
Yep. It's verbal. We're doing verbal now. Yep.
The
We doing
correct answer is true.
Yep, we
She
doing
was vice president of the NAACP, and that was her position until she died. She remained in that position until she died. I know Sam was having some technical difficulties. She wanted us to have some information on Mary, so I'll just talk a little bit about Mary Bethune. She was an American. She was an educator, stateswoman, philanthropist, a humanitarian, a womanist, and civil rights activist. Um, she became one of the most important Black educators for civil and women's rights. And she then, of course, became a government official of the 20th century. She benefited from efforts to educate African Americans after the war. She graduating in 1819 in 18 excuse me, graduating in 1894 from the Scotia Seminary, which was a boarding school in North Carolina, and the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. She had hopes of becoming a missionary, but there was no available openings. So she then became a teacher. And then she became very passionate about education and teaching others, so much so that she wanted to open up her own school. She was a true champion of racial and gender equality. She founded many organizations and led voter registration drives after women gained the right to vote. Um, and of course, at a time especially at a time when women gained the right to vote. This was at a time where we were still fighting the civil rights movement and things of that nature. So she was doing all of this. We know about Malcolm X. We know about Martin Luther King Jr. We know about their struggles. But as a woman in the face of this and still facing the racial attacks amidst all of these things, she was then elected as the president um, of the National Association of Colored Women's Club. And then she became the founding president of the National Council of Negro women. So Mary McLeod Bethune. Our next question, I believe this is our last question, too, is about her as well.
Still connection loss.
Sorry, last question, and it was a double point. So I apologize. She started an all girls African American school, which was later merged with an all boys school, and was known as what college? Red is Davis Bethune College, blue, Red Bethune College, yellow, Bethune Cookman College, or green, Bethune Cook College.
Cookman? I don't know, I'm guessing.
Oh, now Bree just want to go verbal now.
I told you.
The correct answer is Bethune Cookman College, which I'd like you guys to know is no longer a college, it is now a university. So,
yes.
Yes. Oh, we still have our difficulties with Sam. All righty. So for our influential Black people, third place, we have Black Beauty. Second place, we have Big Bree. And in first place, we have Chloe. Oh, Princess. Let me stop playing because Princess would have got me. So it looks like Princess will be the winner of our gift card for today's program. She is the winner of our gift card. What I will encourage our viewers is to please watch us. We'll be here again the third Sabbath of this month at 4 p.m. and we will be continuing to educate and present and test the knowledge of AY on influential Black people, eras, and situations that have contributed to the progression of Black people within our societies. We are not limited to just America. We are talking on an international level all around. And again, it'll be up for grabs, gift cards for the person who can answer the most questions. So if for those of us who are viewing at home, if you also would like to participate, I know depending on what viewing platform we may lag a little bit, but if you are interested in participating in the Kahoot as well, the gift card is up for grabs for you too. So thank you all for watching our presentation on the people that we as AY members found influential. We do have more to come, so it doesn't end here. This is not it. I know today we discussed a lot of females, and I just want to point out that a lot of the females that we discussed were also females that were into politics. So I don't know if you guys caught the hint that we were trying to throw out there, that we are, especially just not only in America, but worldwide, have this thing where females are so limited to the roles that they play in society, positions that they hold, and the clearance and levels of things that they're allowed to do. And I think just us putting together this and being able to delve into the history of um of Black history in general, but just being able to gain knowledge and an insight that there are so many Black women, and they weren't all American either, as I described. Some of them were of West Indian descent, some were from of African descent. You know, we could be in politics, ladies. Hello, hello. Michelle did it. Let's move. Michelle did it. Let girls learn. Michelle was did it. She might not have been president, but she definitely had some campaigns that are still running now, and her husband is no longer president. Because I tell you right now, that nutrition thing that she did for public schools, I know there are a lot of happy parents, and I know there are a lot of healthy kids because of it. So that initiative that she started, I think that was one that was very very touching to me, because like I said, being a product of public school system, some of those options were not available. I'm not going to say we had the worst school lunch, because I was kind of started off as one of those kids. I brought lunch to school anyways. I was picky at that time anyways. I brought my own lunch to school. But even with my children, I definitely saw, especially for my oldest, I saw the change in, I don't want to eat that, or I don't want to like what they have for alternatives. And then, it's definitely on, outside of just your personal likes. As a 7-day Adventist, there are a lot of things that we just do not eat at all. So that was a struggle and a factor as well. And just being able to have alternatives that were healthy and that didn't make you feel like you were going against your beliefs. If you understand what I'm saying, that was awesome for me to just know that, my kids had more options at school to what they could eat, and that those options weren't detrimental to their health and to their faith.
And Brittany, if I could just add, I think, when we mention politics, I think a lot of people are thinking executive branch, or, sometimes to start right here in your local community. When you're thinking politics, if you see a need and can meet a need, it could be an innovative approach. So I think sometimes we can minimize our ability to make change, but it really starts in the environment that you're in. You don't have to be, some kind of a particular education or a particular platform. Really, it takes your bravery and courage to meet a need. So I say that because I think, even what Michelle Obama did, she had the platform because she was first lady. But again, we could have all been a part of something like that in our neighborhood. So just keeping that in mind, because I think sometimes, especially your religion, sometimes can deter political involvement to some capacity. But I'll just say, when you think biblically, a lot of those changes, a lot of those things that were happening would have been on the platform of politics today. So it may have been used as kings and priests and things of that nature. That would have been the president. That would have been your vice president. So I want to just put that out there, that because you have a faith, we have even more of a calling to spread God's word, and God will open up the doors for you to be on certain platforms. You don't have to be of any particular organization to do that. Sometimes just being obedient to what God is telling you to do in your workplace, in your environment. So that's just to encourage anybody who sees change and want to be a part of it, but feel like they're inadequate. You're not.
Period,
Thank you for
Radisha.
that.
As Christians, it's definitely our responsibility to get involved in politics, because they're trying to help people, and that's what we should be doing.
I agree, but one thing, another thing that I just want to kind of touch on too is that, in the Bible it says that we are given gifts, and everybody has their own gift. Some of you gifts is to minister, and that may be ministered through preaching and sermons. Some of us, our gift is to minister through our testimonies and what we've been through. Some of us, our gift is to minister through song, through art. And the Bible talks about using the gifts that God gave you and multiplying those gifts. All of the people that we talked about and discussed in this Kahoot used their gifts that God gave them, and they multiplied those gifts. They weren't like the one who got the gift and buried it in the ground and came back and said, here. They didn't do that. And God didn't give us our gifts, and we all have different gifts. Everybody's gift is different. But we all also have to be able to utilize the platform that we are given with our gifts. And just to piggyback on what Renisha said, that's what Michelle did. Like she said, maybe Michelle wouldn't have had the clearance that she had if Barack didn't become president. But when she got that platform, she was able to use that platform for the positive progression of Black young girls, of Black children, and not only just Black children, but children overall, because the public school system in America is huge. And there are a variety of races and cultures within inside the public school system within America. So that change wasn't just for Black people. She made a change that was for everyone and that was affected by everyone. But what she did was use her platform to make that change happen. The same thing with Chadwick Boseman. He said, listen, y'all not going to have me on here playing the abuser, the drug dealer, the gangster on here. He said, that ain't what I'm about. And I don't want every Black man that's pursuing to be an actor to feel like these are the kind of roles that he got to play to be seen on the screen. Y'all see Black Panther, I ain't going to stunt. I ain't going to see it right when it came out. The movie was long. I looked at the time and I was like, I don't know. The movie long. But I'm going to tell you, had I saw that movie when it first came out, please, let me tell you, I'd have been up there, kente cloth rocked on my head, right? What? You couldn't tell me nothing. I'd have been looking for the second one to try to get a role in the movie. But he was able to use that platform to portray a Black superhero. Not only did he portray a Black superhero within this movie, but there was also a land where Black people thrived. Everybody thrived. Different sections, different tribes within this land, but they all ended up working together ultimately for the same goal. And I think that is what I'd like to encourage not only our AY members, those that are on with us. Thank you, Diane, for joining us today. And just to encourage us to be able to use your platforms, but to know that you don't have to do it alone. Like I said, the Bible talks about every single gift and different gifts that people have, but your gift, my gift of ministering through music can't work without the gift, without that other person's gift of ministering through sermon, without that person's gift of ministering through dance, and that person's gift. They have to work together in order for people to get the full potential of the purpose. And that's what God wants us to do. He ain't say, I'm giving you the gift to teach, so you just gonna be the only one teaching. It don't work like that. And that is not how he designed us. So for our viewers, again,
Britt,
sorry.
You just made a big point though, just in regards to unity, right? Just want to put it out there. I think we live in a culture where I feel like it's me, myself, and I. And so just going back to the progression that was made because of the sacrifices a lot of the leaders that we talked about today and those that we didn't talk about, right, made. They sacrificed sometimes their life, well, mainly their life, right? They sacrificed their freedom. They sacrificed sometimes even their family safety. And it was a selfless act. And I think nowadays we kind of look at things and we're very judgmental. Not everybody, but there's a lack of unity in our culture that I think we are currently suffering from, and we always wait for crisis to respond. We're not proactive as a united front. So I feel like that is a area that we need to just work on. And I think it starts with the church. You cannot expect people who are lost, people who are fearful to unite. I think the church has to do it. And so that's just me putting it out there as people of faith to understand that the Bible talks about a people rising up in the latter days, and it's still necessary. And I think a lot of the people that we are calling leaders had a faith. You have to believe in God to be that selfless. You think about what Jesus did for all of us in terms of dying on the cross. That is not something that's in our innate nature. So when you think about some of the sacrifices that people made, please know that they had to have a faith. They had to. So being able to be sacrificial with our gifts as well as our faith is important.
And you said it. You hit it right on the head. Just like Christ laid down his life for us on the cross, there's no greater sacrifice than that. So there is nothing that we can do to surpass that. So, and the Bible talks about that as well. While we young, let's go. Hello, young people, get it now. Now is the time, because we ain't gonna have these beautiful eyes. We ain't gonna have these walking legs to do too many more marches. We ain't gonna keep having all these resources and these things that our body allow us to do now. The Bible talks about that as well. Don't sit on your gifts and wait.
I'm gonna rebuke that though, Brittany. I'm gonna rebuke that. I'm gonna be like Cicely Tyson and be 96 with all my limbs and being able to say, I'm gonna rebuke that in Jesus' name.
Praise him. And she truly was an influential woman. I don't even know, I know we're getting ready to end here, but I just really want to talk about her only because she died recently. And, I'm not somebody who follows too much with the news and things like that. So when I heard it did, I'm not going to say I was bawling my eyes out, but it definitely touched me. One of my first memorable things that I watched that Cicely Tyson did was the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. And if you have not watched it, it's long. Watch it. I have not seen something so beautiful. And I think at the time that I watched it, the actual lady Jane Pittman was still alive when I watched it. And I think at that time it just blew my mind to know this is a real person. Like, she lit, your parents was slaves, and here it was, this woman was still able to tell her story, and it was portrayed by Cicely Tyson. That was one of the first things that I had saw her in that had me just like, wow, she really did that. She really did that. So again, I encourage you, whether it's through politics, whether it's through music, whether it's through art, through dance, whether you are that public speaking person, whatever your talent is, I encourage you, I implore you to use the talents that God has given you for the progression of others, to help others. And I encourage you to bring others with you, along with you. It's not a fight that you have to do alone. It's not something you have to do alone. There is help, and there are those that support behind you. And, like Renisha said, we have to become more unified on this front for the better progression, not just for African Americans and Black Africans and Black Americans and just the West Indians. And we need to become on a more unified front, because regardless of where we are located in the world, we are being faced with the same situations, just a different place. So with that being said, again, I'd like to thank our viewers. I'd like to thank our guests that joined us on today for the Zoom. I'd like to thank those that are viewing with us, and I really truly hope that there was some insights gained and learned. There were some things I learned. I helped put it together, but there were things on here that I did not know until putting this Kahoot together. So I do appreciate the hard work of the AY team. And again, I appreciate our viewers. Again, we will be here again, third Sabbath this month in February, 4 p.m. right here, YouTube, Hope SDA TV. Subscribe. And again, remember, $5 given to the person who has the highest points on the Kahoot next week. We will pray over Kahoot and make sure we don't have any glitches in any interruptions with the Kahoot. We gonna make sure. Hold on, Alice and Princess, what's going on, Princess?
Wait, I did all that for $5?
Wait a minute. Hold on, sweetie. The gift is the gift of knowledge, baby. What you mean?
I was going hard on those questions. My finger was on the buzzer today. Like, I made sure I answered every single question, because all the other times, either the question skipped me or I was pressing and it wasn't working. $5. I thought it was going to be 25 to like Target or
there is no greater gift. Hold on. Wait a minute, baby. You have Marcus Garvey, right? Because I think Marcus Garvey had a quote where he talked about intelligent people and ignorant people.
No, I don't want to hear that.
You didn't want to read that one? No? That's okay. Secretly, I had said $5 for the third Sabbath, but we're going to have to up the ante on the $5 gift card, okay? Since Princess got a problem with it. We'll
make sure, wait, can I just tell Alice, make sure you tithe. Make sure you tithe. That's the favorite part of the service.
Sweetie, we're going to discuss your gift card after the Sabbath, okay? So
Okay.
with that being said, I will close us out in prayer. I think I lost my closing prayer person, but that's okay. I'll close us out in prayer. Just gonna ask everybody to bow their heads and close their eyes. Kind and most gracious Father, thank you for allowing your presence through our Zoom presentation today on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever else we are streaming. I pray that the message and that the information portrayed and presented will not only touch the hearts, but into the homes and into the lives of those who watched, and that it will disperse out into their communities and groups and relationships of friends and family. I pray that they'll be able to utilize the information that we have to know that you give us all gifts and that we can all work together for the main purpose of bringing others closer to you to build for your kingdom. Thank you for everything that you've done for us and everything that you will do. Amen. All right, AY. Again, viewers, we're here again, third Sabbath. We will be here the third Sabbath, 4 p.m. Catch us on YouTube, Hope SDA TV, or directly on our website at hopesdatv.org. We will be back with you on more information on our Facebook page. Again, happy Sabbath, everybody, and thank you for joining us.